Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for yet another video on the channel. Today I made a list of 10 prospects that Notre Dame needs to land in this upcoming 2023 cycle. Will they land all 10 of these guys? Absolutely not. If they were to land all 10 of these guys, they would be the number one ranked recruit. They would have the number one ranked recruiting class in the country, pretty much undoubtedly, but you're going to have some bumps along the road. Though I do think they can land maybe half these guys, 6 or 7 even. And there are a few others that I'll touch on. So I guess there was 10 and a few extras, a few honorable mentions. I'll start with Drake Bowen, though. You're watching his highlights. His huddle film from his sophomore season this past fall is on your screen right now. Linebacker, Andrean High School in Maryville, Indiana. Good friends with JoJo Johnson. This kid is phenomenal. 5-star compositely on 247, ranked in the top, I believe, 25 over on Rivals. This kid is an absolute beast. Notre Dame is just going to land linebacker after linebacker. I would be kind of shocked if he didn't end up at Notre Dame, in full honesty. Just values academics, great student, big-time football player, lives near Notre Dame, about an hour and a half away, an hour away, I believe, if my Google Maps calculations are correct. And I'm just a big fan of him. You get Prince Colley in the 2021 cycle, who I think is the most underrated player in the entire country. I think he's a top 50 player, top 40 player. I really do. 2022, you, of course, have Joshua Burnham and Nolan Ziegler already committed, and then you're likely to get Jalen Sneed and Nuwafe Tulimaka in the picture as well. Just incredible few cycles. Next, I'll touch on another linebacker who I think Notre Dame leads for. That's Trey Edwards from California. He grew up watching Notre Dame football. Dad is a big Notre Dame football fan. Values academics. Another kid you got to land. California has been somewhat of a hotbed for Notre Dame, especially these private school kids. Trey Edwards is a must land, I think. Will they take more than 2 linebackers? I'm not sure, because then there's Troy Ford from Georgia. He's another guy, but I don't think he's at the top of their board. Only his 2 offers from Georgia Tech and Notre Dame. Good 2 offers, though, to start with, I will say. But I do think they'll only probably take 2 linebackers. They took 2 in 2021. They could end up taking 5 in 2022, and then probably another 2 in 2023. Hopefully that's Drake Bowen and Trey Edwards. But Sonny Styles is a guy that could play Rover. I'd see him more as a safety recruit. I expect him to get bigger, though, so he could end up being a linebacker recruit by the time he's a senior. Right now, he's just a sophomore. But Sonny Styles is a phenomenal player. I have really no clue where he'd go. Does he go to Michigan and be the opposite of his brother? His brother, of course, is at Notre Dame, Lorenzo Styles, and his dad went to Ohio State. Does he go to Alabama, just completely change regions? Does he go to Oregon, completely change regions? I don't know. But he'll have all those offers. He does not have an Oregon or an Alabama offer yet, but he does have an LSU offer, does have a Michigan offer, and, of course, has an Ohio State and Notre Dame offer. Styles, another 5-star, another huge target for the Irish, and would be an absolute massive get. Carnell Tate is another guy who I do think Notre Dame ends up landing. I'm more confident with Drake Bowen, but Carnell Tate, originally from Marist High School in Chicago, has played with Boom, the 7-on-7 team, for a long, long time. I'm a huge fan of Carnell Tate. Top 50 player in the country. Went to IMG. I applaud him for that. You want to get the best competition in the country, and that's exactly what he wanted to do, and you get it at IMG. You're going to push yourself. I'm a big fan of his game as well. Reminds me a lot of what I saw at Jordan Johnson in high school, even better. Now, yes, Jordan Johnson is, of course, no longer at Notre Dame. We don't need to talk about that. But Carnell Tate is an electric player, has speed, can go up and get the ball, and just an all-around really, really good receiver. And he's just a sophomore. Has a lot more to go. Sam Mpemba is a guy I got the pleasure to interview on this channel a few months ago, and I've been really impressed with him. Went to IMG Academy as well as roommates with Carnell Tate, and he's just gotten bigger, stronger, all of the above. Picked up a big Bama offer. I do think Bama and Notre Dame sit at the top, but I specifically asked him, how big of a role will academics play in your recruitment? And he said, academics are everything. I'm not going to a school if they're not at the top of the top. And Notre Dame is the top of the top academics-wise when you match it with football. So I'm liking Sam Mpemba to Notre Dame. I would throw in a pick, honestly, if I could, but of course I don't have that pleasure quite yet. Maybe I'll make a little pick system on my Twitter or something. I'm not sure. Follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is just Brad Hughesby or Chi-Town Sports. But yeah, Sam Mpemba, another big guy to know. I don't see him playing tight end at the next level. That was a question I asked him, tight end or D end. I see him playing defensive end. Just getting that out there. Keon Keeley is a guy from Tampa, Florida. Super underrated in my mind. Has a lot to go, though. He's a big basketball player. I think he's just going to play football at the next level. But I'm a big fan of Keeley. Could even see him playing Viper, quite honestly, which is a little hybrid between linebacker and defensive lineman. Strong, fast, versatile athlete. Big fan of Keeley. Definitely a guy to watch out for. I do think he ends up at Notre Dame. I'm really confident in that. Does also have offers from the likes of Florida and North Carolina, though. So this is a big-time recruit. This isn't some random dude. I'm going to pause for a second, turn on a new video. Who should we watch, guys? I guess we'll watch whatever this is. Whatever. Let's keep going. I'll remove this. There we go. Jason Moore is another guy to watch out for. Brothers with current Villanova shooting guard, incoming junior Justin Moore. Just a little heads up there. Justin Moore is, of course, from DeMatha Catholic High School as well. Jason Moore, big defensive end. I believe he's 6'4", 6'5" already. Dude's a freak. Plays basketball as well. Could play basketball at the next level, but I think he's going to go the football route. Notre Dame, I think, leads really early. I don't think he loves the recruiting process too much, so he's going to take it slow. Completely understand that, but Notre Dame, if they could land Mpemba, Keeley, and Moore, that would be one hell of a defensive line class. Might have been top this 2021 class, or 2022 class, that could be great as well. Of course, they still have Heinisch, Lucas, and Moss on the board, so that will change some things up. But Notre Dame is looking really solid on the defensive side of the ball in 2023. But let's go back to the offensive side of the ball, and I want to get to running back, because running back is always a big position. They take one guy in 2020 in Chris Tyree, two guys in 2021 with Logan Diggs and Audric Estime, two phenomenal backs. And in 2022, you already have one locked up in Jadarian Price, not signed but committed, and I do think he holds on to that pledge and takes it the distance. And then your second guy, whether that be Sawchuk, Singleton, Hayden, Megwa, Alston, Payne, Judkins, we don't know, but they're going to get a second guy to go along with Jadarian Price. And then you got Haynes, who is probably the lone Notre Dame offer at running back right now that they could actually land, and it's a committable offer. Notre Dame is pushing hard for him. He will visit campus sometime this fall, or this summer, excuse me. His dad did, of course, play at Georgia, so that does raise a little bit of concern. But his dad also values academics and is very good friends with Jerome Bettis, the Bus. We, of course, know that the Bus is one of the biggest Notre Dame fans out there. And I'm assuming recruiting Justin to try to follow his path in Notre Dame. So that's a guy to know for sure. We'll move to the offensive line. I got two guys for you. Alex Birchmere from Virginia, super dominant tackle. Just a big kid. Penn State and Notre Dame are two teams to know there. And then Chase Pasontis from Don Bosco Prep in New Jersey. I do think Notre Dame leads there. Ohio State's also involved. If Notre Dame could land Birchmere and Pasontis, I would be thrilled. Those would be two incredible pickups along the offensive line. Not sure if those guys are going to play inside or outside, offensive tackle or offensive guard. That remains to be seen. I'm expecting them to both play outside. We will see, though. Long ways in the recruiting process. They're young. They're sophomores. They got a lot to grow, a lot of pounds to gain, a lot more physical to get. 2 more seasons of ball for both of these guys. So just really up in the air, especially for the offensive and defensive linemen. They can really move around. Tyson Ford, when he committed to Notre Dame, I thought he would 100% be a defensive end. Now I'm liking him more on the inside, which might show why Donovan Heinisch is still uncommitted. That is kind of a conspiracy theory on my end, but I just want to get that out there. I thought Heinisch would be locked up by now, and he's not. Maybe that's signaling Tyson Ford will be a defensive tackle at the next level, and they only got room for Anthony Lucas left. I'm just saying something. I'm not trying to piss anyone off or anything. I just want to get that out there. And then 2 tight ends to know, Mac Markaway and Deuce Howard. Deuce Howard's dad played college ball at Stanford. I believe his mom went there as well. I believe that's where they met. Deuce Howard is an ultra-talented basketball player and football player. just super talented. I mean, great at both sports. Already has, I believe, 54 offers, which is pretty incredible for a sophomore, especially from Minnesota. Not like a hotbed in Texas, but this is definitely a kid to know. I believe he's visiting Notre Dame this summer as well. Deuce Robinson is another tenant to know. I think he ends up at one of the Florida schools or one of the West Coast or SEC schools, in all honesty. And then Mac Markway is another guy to know. Markway, wow. I think Mac Markway is near Michael Mayer level. Big kid, has a lot of family that's played D1, I believe. He's some family that played at Ohio State, Iowa, South Carolina. So he has the blood. He has the genes. And I just love his game. I love how physical he is. I love how he plays. He really wanted the Notre Dame offer. I read somewhere that he kept asking his coach, is Notre Dame looking at me? I want the Notre Dame offer, and they got it. He was thrilled. So Mac Markway is another kid to know. Notre Dame really pushes. I think they could land Howard or Markway, though. Quarterback, we talked about quarterback. I don't want to get into that. More offers will be sent out soon, I'm expecting. Wide receiver, Carnell Tate is the main name to know there. Running back, Justice Haynes. I do expect more running back offers to be thrown out at some point in the 2023 class. Notre Dame is starting to offer a few 2024 kids. They sent a defensive end offer out to a kid in Texas yesterday. And then they, of course, have offered Donovan Heinrich's teammate Anthony Specca from Pittsburgh Catholic High School, or Central Catholic High School. That was about 2 weeks ago, I believe. So 2024 offers out. And then I believe there are about 60 or 70 2023s out. And Notre Dame is in good running with a lot of them. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Little 12-minute video. Sorry the highlights ended early. I try to usually get longer highlight videos, but Drake Bowen is a kid that I really do think ends up in this class, and I wanted to play his highlights and highlight him. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment. If you comment in Notre Dame recruiting question, I will try to answer it the best that I can. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.